My Laidlaw Scholarship Leadership in Action project has been my proudest but also most challenging achievement in my career so far. After 1 year and 7 months spent planning, my project finally came together this summer. I spent 3 weeks in the US researching the barriers of entry and progression to careers in film and TV, working with Disney, Lucasfilm, Epic Games, GLAAD, the Writers Guild of America, and Columbia University. The film and TV industry is experiencing great difficulties amid strike action, consolidation, and heavy layoffs. I wanted my project to investigate these very human problems. As my research was self-defined, it was up to me to find organizations to partner with. I began planning my project in November 2022, and after my 12-month placement at the Walt Disney Company, I finally commenced my project in July 2024. When flying from London to New York, I was thrilled to finally begin my project after 2 years planning, but I was also apprehensive, not at the prospect of working largely alone in the US for 3 weeks, but I was nervous that my project wouldn't come together. I'd scheduled my project across 3 weeks and 6 organizations in 3 different cities. I was hoping my plans would work. My project began at the GLAAD HQ in New York. GLAAD is among the world's largest LGBTQ media advocacy groups, working extensively in film and TV. I interviewed GLAAD's Chief Comms Officer for my Laidlaw research in 2022, and I contacted him again about working together this summer. He was very busy, but after much persistence, he agreed to help with my project. So I had an excellent week, shadowing the Chief Comms Officer, meeting leadership across the organization, and learning about the challenges LGBTQ representation still faces. I will champion GLAAD's mission in my future career. To end my week in New York, I presented my research to the 40 students at the Columbia University DDC Residential, which is a 5-week program for 9th and 10th grade New York students. When planning my project 2 years earlier, I arranged to conduct my research at this residential for the full 5 weeks. When returning to this plan a year later, visa issues prevented me from joining the residential at all. I faced many closed doors like this throughout my planning, but I learned to stay persistent, so I stayed in contact with Columbia, and I was pleased to join the residential for this presentation, where I heard the students' thoughts about careers in film and TV. When flying from New York to LA, my earlier apprehensions had disappeared after a successful week in New York. I was excited to travel to the epicenter of the film and TV industry. On my first day in LA, I visited the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank to meet with the DEI Rise team. The Representation, Inclusion Strategies and Engagement team supports diverse storytelling across all the Disney Studio businesses. Their work was perfect for my research. Having researched Disney's LGBTQ representation for my Laidlaw project in 2022, it was interesting to hear an informed response to these issues from Disney HQ. The Rise team and wider DEI policies remain a crucial part of the Disney business, which I hope to support in my future career. Next up, I visited the Epic Games Virtual Production Lab in El Segundo. The gaming industry is now worth more than film, TV, and music combined. Careers, technology, and problems are becoming increasingly shared across all these industries. I contacted Epic Games a few months previously and mentioned my interest in learning more about the games industry. I was then invited to the Epic Games LA lab. I was thrilled to visit a virtual production stage for the first time. This technology has been used in gaming for many years, but is becoming more common to film and TV. This technology has created thousands of new, highly skilled jobs in virtual production, which didn't exist until a few years ago. Such innovation is a great thing for the industry. On my final day in LA, I met with the Writers Guild of America Career Longevity Committee to discuss the impact of the Hollywood strike action on careers in film and TV. I previously attended calls with the Actors Guild and the Writers Guild about working together on my research. When in LA, I attended a focus group with 5 members of the Writers Guild Career Longevity Committee. This meeting was my most insightful look into the realities of working in Hollywood. I left the meeting excited by how much I had learned, but also disheartened at the gross unfairness in this industry and how these problems could be getting worse. I also attended studio tours of Paramount, Disney, Warner Bros. And Sony Pictures. These tours were full of excited guests discussing their favourite shows, and equally excited tour guides describing why their respective studio was the most impressive. I loved these tours, but there was never any mention of the crippling difficulties facing the industry. Indeed, during my visit to Paramount, the studio was being sold that very same week. There was gleeful nostalgia of the power and success of film and TV in the past, but silence on the uncertain future of the industry. To end my project, I travelled from LA to San Francisco to meet with Lucasfilm and Industrial Light and Magic. Lucasfilm and Star Wars have always inspired me to pursue a career in film and TV. To end my project by visiting Lucasfilm was a true milestone in my career. For me, Lucasfilm represents the cutting edge of film and TV, but as the rest of Hollywood experiences great hardship, Lucasfilm is not immune to change or controversy either. My project has clearly taught me both sides of the film and TV industry. The side of passion and creativity that drives me to succeed, and the side of unfairness and elitism that drives me to change this industry for the better.